we are all very happy that we're going to have this book launch today. Very happy to see a few people who just made it just for this. Alvin, yourself. Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks.
Just wow.
Should be Hank holding it.
Yeah. Yes.
That's when Anand began compiling all his writings, and that was really very, very useful for all of us. And even now we can see so many files where we see Hank's spiritual writings, Hank's writings on TA, Hank's writings on very soon. And Ms. Chamoyo also suggested that she wants to translate this book to Japanese someday, and I'm very thrilled with that and with her commitment towards this whole project, and I really hope that that too happens very soon. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Neela, for sharing those words with us and telling your story. Our chief guest for this morning is Dr. Ali Khwaja, the chairman of Banjara Academy. He has known Hank for a long, long time. They met, I think, in Helping Hand when he was still very young in his counseling career. After completing his engineering in metallurgy, he established his career in major construction projects, initially from his Banjara Hills office in Hyderabad, and even after shifting base to Bangalore. He has a PhD in counseling and has been very active in this field for over 3 decades. We are very thankful to you, Dr. Ali Khwaja, for consenting to be here with us today and to release Father Hank's book on opening to trust. Okay, so we will have now, I request you, Dr. Ali Khwaja, to please release the book. I now request Dr. Ali Khwaja to please speak a few words.
Years ago, in the United States of America, the annual conference of people with disability, they came out with an interesting thought that when you have any form of disability, the other people tend to label you. They call you handicapped, they call you challenged, they call you disabled, whatever. So they said, why don't we think of a name for people who do not have a disability? And they had a wonderful session one afternoon and came to a consensus that we shall henceforth call all such people as TABs, T-A-B, which is an acronym for temporarily able-bodied. A wonderful reminder to all of us that, someday anything can happen to us. But in all my years of interacting with human beings of all types, I have seen every time that I've come across a family where some mental health issue came up with one of the family members, the saddest thing that happened was that their awareness, knowledge, or basic information about it was not low, it was zero. They just couldn't believe that this is happening because all these years they lived in that illusion, what they say in the West, the NIMBY syndrome, not in my backyard. As long as the trash is not in my backyard, let the whole city be dirty, I don't care. But when the trash falls, then you are in for trouble. As you are all aware, I need not tell you, there is so much of stigma with regard to mental health. I wrote a small book for awareness to people about mental ailments and all that. And I decided that I will not call it mental illness or mental disorders or something. I'll call it mental health. I thought that sounds very positive. But you'll be amazed if about 30 books of mine are on display. And people come and very interestedly say, oh, understanding today's child, oh, wonderful about teenagers, oh, this, that, study skills, this is a very nice book, and this and that. And their hand goes to the next book, which is mental health, and they pull their hand back as though it's going to give you a shock or it's contagious. Even touching that book will cause mental illness or something of that sort. In this world, what a wonderful oasis is a place like Atma Shakti. When Father himself started off in 1979, I don't know whether he dreamt that one day we will be here in a place like this and we will all be celebrating his wonderful work over so many decades. If the young Hank at that time had decided to be a layman and get married, he would have probably been the father of 1 or 2 or 3 children. He said, no, I want to be a priest. So he didn't have biological children, but he became a father without having children. There are a lot of priests who are all fathers, but here is a priest who became a dad. There's something so unique that the innumerable kids, and I know many of them personally, some of them are very, very good friends of mine. And whatever work was being done over here in Atma Shakti was obviously confined. And as you know, nobody outside cares. People probably pass by this and they look upon it and they turn their head off quickly. And they say, okay, mental health, let us move on fast. Let's not even stop over here. So somewhere that had to go beyond. And I think this is one of the most wonderful ways in which it could have been done. If there is a book like this available, and I've read the book, that's why I'm telling you with confidence, Father was gracious enough to give me the manuscript and allow me to go through it to be able to write something about it even before the publication. So I have had the privilege of reading the entire book, and with that confidence I'm telling you. And I 100% share what Neela said and what Father told her, that this healing is something which requires immense patience, immense repetition, immense continuity. Otherwise it's like a parent who I was telling the other day, that your child needs to know that you love. Every parent loves their child. But I said, you need to tell your child that you love your child. Verbally, actually, you have to tell the child, then only the child understands. You do everything for your child, but you need to still tell the child. Oh, of course, I agree with you and all that. And I told him. When he said, I told him, I got a little doubt, and I said, when? Just about 6 months back when it was his birthday, I told him that I love him. Now that is not parenting. Parenting is what dad does to his kids. Repeatedly, constantly telling them that whatever you are, whoever you are, I accept you as it is. And I take you along on this journey. And today I think is a very memorable day, because this book will now go out of the 4 walls of ASV. People who have never come here, people who never bother to come here will get a chance to see what this is all about, to read, to understand. And my dream, I have a dream, that one fine day, starting with this book and going on to so many other things, the day will come when there will be no need of Atma Shakti Vidyalaya. Because every home should be an Atma Shakti. Every home should be a place where a kid can grow up with a dad who is a replica of Father Hank Nunn and who can look after them. Thank you.
Now, if this was about 40 years ago, I'd be shouting at you. Why didn't you do your homework? Where do you expect you're going to go in your life? Yeah, all you want to do is play football. Yes. That's my background. Right? That's my background. Sure. See, there's so much that people could do.
His work. Okay, I'm ready to help the staff. But he always said, no, right now, always busy. So he said, 2 years at least. But now it's done. It's great. His work. And so we are so happy. Just see the book. So thank you for everybody and to staff and Andu and Nira and Usha also. So I will bring this book to Japan and introduce Japanese to translate into Japanese also. Please encourage us for Japanese. Thank you very much.